Yeah, there it is. Ooh. I love it. Whoa. Who's that coming down? Who's that coming down the straightaway right now? I don't see it. I can't see it. Oh, man. Too fast, baby. Too fast. Look at that. Lemon City Racing. Got my new racing swag, which is all old generic stuff that I've had for a while because unfortunately, I still can't make a decision on my swag, but I'll talk more about that in a second. But this is the F1 or FU podcast. We're back. We've already exceeded last season's expectations because last season we did one show. So now this is show number 2, baby. We're back. We're motivated. This is the
100% increase in content output.
Yes. Bro, our engineering squad just blew it out of the water, bro. We went from all those double, triple DNFs last season to now here we are back to back, So, excited to be here. Always fun. Joined by my buddy Achilles and Haas's biggest fan right there. Got to represent Haas with that 9-10 finish.
Let's
you
go.
Guys are mid paddock or what is it? No, what do they call it?
Mid-table?
Mid grid? Middle of the grid?
Yeah, middle of the grid.
Middle of the grid now, because they say there's the top teams and there's the middle teams and the bottom teams. You guys are a solid middle grid, right? Unfortunately, my Alpine still hasn't scored a point. It's been a tough one, but we just had the Australian GP. We just came off a 2-week hiatus where we didn't have any races, which really sucked because I was really excited from everything, and then it was just
you get in the groove, breaks, they get you with 2 races, and then there's already a break. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But we're back. We're here. We're gonna talk all about it. We're gonna have some fun. But I've been really. I don't think I've gone back and forth as much as I have looking. How do I put this, bro? I've looked at so many freaking hats everywhere that you can possibly go find hats. I've looked on team websites, eBay. I've looked at Amazon. I've looked at lids. I've looked at everywhere that I could possibly find a racing hat. And bro, there is a severe shortage of cool hats in racing right now in Formula One. For being a billionaire sport, you'd think they'd have some really cool fashionistas designing some cool stuff. But here I am, bro. I'm trying to be super fan of Four Seasons right now, funny enough, I was listening back to some of our first episodes. Remember when we used to be we've been a fan of all of 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And we were in. We've grown. We've done a nice. We've glowed. What is it? The glow up was real. So, But I've been trying to express my fandom, just like the same way I wear a Marlins hat or a Dolphins hat. I'm all right, I want to rep the team, bro. You locked down Haas. You got it. You got cool swag, and unfortunately, the selection that I made with my team, I just haven't found the swagoo to the level that I like,
But is this
and now
news that you've actually selected a team and you're just looking for swag?
Well, here's the thing. My first team has been Alpine, and I've had Ocon as my racer. I've established that. I haven't used my card yet.
I know. I knew that was in the works. That's all.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this lack of swag is seriously affecting my fandom right now. This is the closest I've been to considering using my card. That's the problem, and I'm basing it strictly on a fashion sense here. But I have a couple of questions that I want to ask you about, permissions as far as swag goes, because you're the authority out of all of us here. You've been the F1 fan the longest, by all of a week or something. But still, it holds seniority in our court. Okay. With that, I got to ask you some questions about what I can or can't do. But I also wanted to clear up something. We have the change team card that we could use. So we have 2 cards. Do we have a change team and change favorite driver, or is it just one and that's it?
Oh, driver. I don't know. You could jump around, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
So I can jump around driver.
Players over teams. Players move, man. Team is your team, though.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so that makes me feel a little better because as much as I love Ocon, I've been, experimenting with other racers that I like. Come on, who didn't fall in love with Bottas after that Australian, I want to be an Australian commercial that he did? That's fantastic. Come on, dude. That guy, he's moving up the power rankings real quick.
Oh, yeah.
But, so I've been trying to find cool swag, bro. And unfortunately, taking Haas aside, because I don't want to step on your toes. That's your squad, and unless I make an executive order,
join America's team, bro, if you want.
I know, but I'm trying to create diversity in our F1 or FU fandom here, and change with teams and have, because Gus has his Ferrari, or he switched to Aston Martin because of his financial interest. We found out last week. So now I was like, well, what do I got to do here? So I'm looking. And bro, I hate to say it, but the team that has the coolest swag, or at least the most variety of cool swag, is Red Bull, and it's got the two racers that I hate the most. So I'm at a conundrum here where I'm like,
listen, Edwin, at the end of the day, we all know you're the king of the front runner, so it would make sense.
No, I will not. I did look at the Red Bull hats that have no drivers on them, which I was like, oh, maybe those could work, because they were nice, but I'll never have a Verstappen or Checo. Like, nah. There's a better chance you'll see me wearing a Williams gear than wearing, one of those guys. I can't do it. Like, I was so happy this week when, Verstappen's car shits on him in the third lap. So, but I've been trying to find, the whatchamacallit, the swag, and I can't, bro. And I gotta hand it to you, bro. You hit a home run on your team pick, because the Haas gear is easily the coolest.
Easy.
Yeah, it's easily the coolest. Yeah, it is. Oh,
so
kind of like our
Kick Sauber doesn't have any crazy green stuff for you to start rocking?
No, man. I looked. I even looked at old like their Alfa Romeo stuff, and that stuff was whack. Although I'm not gonna. I got something on it's in the cart. I just have to click purchase, but it's a Bottas hat that says business time on the front, and on the back it says party time for his mullet. And it's one of those little flip up hats, and it's got Bottas' name on it. I was like, that's kind of cool. But it's not really a hat that I would wear, so that's why I've kind of been hesitant, Yeah. But I'm tempted, bro. McLaren has some cool stuff, and they're off to a good start this season, which I like. Lando. Can't believe Lando's never won a race, and I think they said he's got the most podiums ever without having won a race.
Yep.
That's crazy. So young too, man. Like, dude, This guy's the limit for that kid. And what's the
Oscar Piastri?
There you go. Yeah, man. He's Piastri solid back-to-back top four finishes, bro. Man. Like McLaren doing some shit. All right. So that's kind of where I'm at with my fandom. I'm not ready to use my card on a Switch here, bro, but it is pretty shitty times right now for Alpine right now. So I'm kind of like, if there's a time to abandon ship, it's now, bro. You know what I mean? We're at the bottom. Well, it's just not working out here, but I'll see. I'm gonna, kind of tread again a little lightly, but that's my update. That's where I'm at. So I don't have the cool swag, although the Lemon City Racing F1 or FU t-shirts are always in style, always cool swag. But dude, you stayed up. You watched the race live. I kind of like the midnight start for us.
No chance I stayed.
No,
I was fast asleep. I watched that thing at 11 on Sunday, dude. Are you insane?
Oh, bro. Hold on. Wow, dude. Really?
I'm old, dude. I need to be asleep at 10:30.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, it's getting close to your bedtime already, huh? But dude, really? I looked at it yo, it's starting at midnight. It was over by 1. And actually it was over earlier once Sainz, once Verstappen was out. I was like, all right, hey, cool, it was interesting. I like the midnight start time. I think
I thought too. I was 11. Like, ooh, maybe. Yeah, I was like, ooh, maybe I'll stay up. And no
wonder the chat was so quiet, dude. I was like, yeah, they're talking. I'm the only one. I think Gary was the other guy who was there. I was like, yeah, all right, somebody's watching with me.
I muted it because I knew you guys were going to talk, and I didn't want to get any spoilers.
Oh, man, damn, dude. And dude, Gunther was there, bro. Yeah. Interviewing after the race. How nice was that, bro? Bro, really? I can't believe he didn't show up for your team there, bro.
He's a media guy. He doesn't need to be a principal anymore. That's not for him.
Yeah, but I can't believe you didn't show up for your guy. Your team goes 9-10 and you don't show up and you don't watch the race live, bro. That should be you should be docked some points on the grid, bro, for not watching it live.
I'm still gonna watch more races than everybody. I can tell you that.
I don't know, man. I got a pretty good record right now. I think I've definitely watched all this season, and I've watched last season. I think I watched the majority, if not every race last season. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually pretty good at watching the races, bro. How about that? You know? I know you got it down, and I think I might be beating you because I watch it live. I feel like you do the taping stuff when it's too early and stuff, or too late, like this week it was.
Oh, only the late ones.
All right. So you didn't watch it live, but when you did watch it, you excited, bro? Like, what were you expectations? Yeah. What were you feeling? Like,
I don't have expectations. I just go into it and see what happens. That's why I like it. It's not like I'm let down. Like, yeah, sometimes a race can be boring, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's something that happens that's interesting.
But are you a certified hater? Like, are you wishing for Verstappen and Red Bull to like fuck up, or you just don't care and you're looking at the middle of the pack? Like, for
exactly.
Your team?
I don't care. There's my team that I like to follow. There's different things happening and dramas between other teams and their driver. There's so much going on other than who is winning. So what? It is what it is.
Nah, dude.
But that's how I feel about all sports. It's like I don't like. Do I want my teams to win a championship? Sure, but I'd rather just follow them and they be an entertaining team. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. I don't need to be like, oh no, you've got to win first. It's not as boring. Like, no.
Well, not like that, but I will celebrate another team's misery. Like, I was all like excited when Verstappen was out. I was like, oh yeah, it's Kyoto. When that happened. So I was like,
no. I'm saying it doesn't ruin it. It doesn't. Oh, of course, because it's like, all right, game on. Well, no, I'm just saying.
Well, I was asking, are you like, like me? Like, do you get excited in other teams' misery when they, have an engine failure or something like that? Like, because I was like a little gossip girl.
Give me a break. Double DNF for Mercedes. That's like
that would hurt. That would hurt. That would hurt because that one hurt me a little bit. Oh wow.
Why?
Okay, all right. So
why does that hurt you?
I don't know. I've kind of grown to like Hamilton. I still think this guy's an evil Marvel supervillain, Russell. So when he crashed out on the last lap, I was like, yes, on that one. But I don't know. Hamilton kind of grown on me, and I've become more of a fan. Really?
Why? All he does is cry and complain. That's it.
Everybody cries and complains. There's nobody in racing that doesn't cry and complain. Magnussen cries and complains. Nico Hulkenberg cries and complains. Everybody cries and complains.
Oh, that's fine. But they go out and do their jobs.
Yeah, this guy's 7-time champion. I mean, he's done his job. I'm not going to hate on that. I think he's good.
He's done it. Exactly. He's not doing it.
I think it's kind of like, what do you call it? Oh man, to use a wrestling term, there was the double heel turn. I think that's what. Man, I'm ruining and butchering the thing, but it's basically when Stone Cold and Bret Hart were fighting at WrestleMania, and at the end of the WrestleMania they swap places. Now all of a sudden Stone Cold was the heel, was the baby face. That I feel like that's what's happened. Like we hated Lewis Hamilton because he was just winning for so long that now that he hasn't won and it's Verstappen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't hate people like for winning all the time. I rather them be. If you're good, you're good. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I just now. Ugh.
So, I don't know. Well, to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, with watching Hamilton, have his car blow out on him there, I was like, damn, dude. It was kind of weird because it was Verstappen and Hamilton, the two DNFs. And you're like, wow, okay, what is this? It's like we're in Bizarro, 2021 here, 2020. Like, very, very odd, very strange. But again, we had it. It was. You can't do anything about it now. The other racers are left on the field. What did you think about Williams taking our boy Logan Sargent's spot, taking his car and saying, sorry, bro, you know what? We're a shitty team, but you're the shitty driver on the shitty team, and we're going to take your car and give it to the less shitty driver.
Logan Sargent's lucky to have a job. He's terrible. He's by far the worst driver on the field. You know what I mean? Like, it's shady. I can't. That's more of an indictment on Williams that they just don't have enough stuff. Like, wait, oops, we left the other chassis.
Yeah, we couldn't afford to pay the tractor trailer to bring 2 chassis, so we're like, yeah, we're just don't fuck it up. Oh, you fucked it up. All right, Logan, give it to us. You know,
Yeah.
damn, dude. Yeah, that just
and Kick Sauber had a thing like that where all their pit stops were 5+ seconds because they brought like the wrong nuts for the wheels or something insane like that. Or after 2 races, they found out that their like drivetrain doesn't work properly with the lug nuts or what, something insane like that, and they were just like holding like a little barrel and like it's like, oh my god.
It's so crazy that in the world of a billionaire sport like F1,
There's
there's
still
still like
teams.
these ridiculous.
There's still Marlins, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, I can't believe there's so many Miami Marlins in F1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know half the teams on the grid were like the Tampa Bay Rays, just, balling on a
Trying
bucket
to
over
figure
here
it
all
out,
the
bro.
time. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it broke. All right, figure it out. Put some tape on it. We'll be good. Like, it's a lot more NASCAR than I thought. But
Yeah.
But anyway, Logan Sargent, I felt for him a little bit because,
a little
Fort
bit.
Lauderdale
It
guy,
sucks,
American
dude.
racer, that sucks.
If he was just like a little bit good, I'd feel worse. But he's just so useless for them. Like, he does nothing. His job is to not crash the car and cost them money. That's it.
So, and then you got that Liam Lawson kid, and who we got to learn about from last season.
And he was so good, and instead, stupid useless Danny Rick is taking his seat instead. That guy's dog shit. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And that it's lit a fire under Yuki, and Yuki is crushing it.
Well, hold on. Crushing it? What's the numbers on it? Because I haven't looked. I don't think
he's Q3 twice, and points two races in a row. What are you talking about for that team?
Okay, all right. For that team, I guess that is crushing it. Yeah, I'll give him that. But it's not too far off. I mean,
no, it is. What are you saying? How is he fighting for 10 and Danny Rick gets 12 because a bunch of people DNF and now he'd be like 15? Like, he's not good.
I mean, look, Danny Rick came up on my we talked about last episode where he won me over with the show, and I was I've never been a Danny Rick guy. I always thought
they won me over until they fucked over Yuki that first race for literally no good reason.
Really? I don't know. I didn't get too offended by what's happening. I'm just like, man, 3 races in, and we haven't seen that guy that came in and hadn't raced in 8 months and remember in the show where they're like, oh, that's Verstappen's time, and it's like, wait a minute, what? Nah, get out of here, bro. Like,
he did the same thing in like one of the last testing days right before the first race. It was like, oh, Danny Rick on day 2 with the #1 time, and then what happened? Literally in the teens again, because he's just. It's fine. It's okay to not be good anymore. I just hate that they shove him down everyone's throat.
See, that was the redemption story coming into the season for me, watching the show. I was like, all right, he's kind of maybe I've been shitting on the guy for a while.
I agree.
But for me now, bro, I hate Carlos Sainz. I've hated him for a while. He's just preppy Spanish. Ugh,
all of a sudden his job's on the line and he can figure out how to drive. But before it was just like, I'm scared.
He's definitely talk about a PR spin. That guy, everybody loves him now. Like, man, dude, he's out there singing Smooth Operator, and everybody's like, all right, yeah. He's the only guy who wins, not named Verstappen or Perez in 2 seasons. And he's done it twice. Not anybody else. Him twice. And they're getting rid of him. That quote was best. It's like, hey, I'm still jobless for next year. Like, come on, man. You just want to race.
Yeah, okay. But that's like saying, like, oh, the Marlins, they have 2 World Series. They're actually great. It's like, no, they happen to be good sometimes. Dude, no. He's good in qualifying, and then the race comes, and he 9 times out of 10 shits his pants.
Well, this is his first win where it didn't come from a pole, right? I think that's what they said. That was the little nuggie. Something like that. Was a little nuggie I heard was
and again, he won, but only because the real winner wasn't there. It's not like he was like on him and was gonna kill it, you know what I mean? Like,
well, to be fair, we only got 3 laps and we didn't know if that was gonna happen, Like he was on Verstappen's ass those first couple of laps, and then the third lap it wasn't like he was Yeah,
He
it
was
wasn't like
already
Verstappen
like
pulled
2
away.
plus seconds away, dude. 3 laps
No.
in.
He was with DRS. He was within DRS. I
Because
see because
the
I
tire was broken the whole time. They said it
look.
on the
I was
broadcast.
watching. I'm a
Obviously,
fan.
you
I
weren't.
watched the
You
race
were
at
not.
midnight. I
You were
watched
not
it, and in the
watching.
second lap, when they had DRS, he had DRS, and he was trying to catch up to him. Okay, so that means he was less than a second behind.
If you were watching, you would
Yes.
know that the diagnosis was that literally from the jump, the back rear brake didn't release. So he was driving with 3 wheels, and he was still barely in DRS range.
You know,
So
what's crazy?
it was really close. Come on, dude. Give me a break.
You know what's funny? I back in the day when I was really young, my friend and I, we used to go to, this is an old stupid thing we used to do. We used to go to CarMax all the time, right? And pretend to be shopping for cars, because at CarMax you have a selection of all different cars, right?
Yeah.
And they'll let you test drive anything. So we'd go in there like, and my friend always wanted to drive like some really nice Beamer. We went in there, they had one there, and he's like, oh, all right, let's go in there. We're like, yeah, we'd like to take this out for a spin. I'm very interested in this car. Did the whole, act, dog and pony show. We get in there, get in the car. I'm sitting in I'm like, I tell my friend, I'm like, oh, bro, you do the drive. He goes with the guy, and he's like, and they come from the drive, and it's like, and we're like, smell something. And my friend's like, you know what, man? Like, I was really excited to drive the car, but I got to admit, it just, for a BMW, it doesn't drive well at all. And the guy's like, yeah, it's kind of strange. I didn't notice that. Turns out he had the e-brake on the whole time, dude. Totally Verstappen the car while he was out on his test drive and going against it and burning it. So I guess I know what it feels like to Verstappen it, But
yeah.
All right, so you're not giving him any points.
No. Listen, even if he would have finished second, it's still the guy is out there. He came back from the surgery. He was faster than Leclerc all weekend. Like, yo. Shout out, he's driving well, but don't give me like, oh, wow, what an amazing drive. Like,
well, I know. Okay, hold on. I like how you exaggerate. Like, I said that. I didn't say that. Listen to the tip. I didn't say. I said he's getting a nice PR push because he's spinning it around.
You said that he was close. That it was like, oh, it wasn't a given that everyone was gonna win, bro.
He was.
Yes.
I'll stand by my comment. He was. Whether the car was damaged or not doesn't affect my judgment. I'm saying he was close.
That's
he had
okay,
DRS.
but as long as you admit that you're full of it and you're part of the PR machine, that's fine, and we can move on.
Hey, come on, bro. Who are you talking to over here, man? Best fan there is. You know what it is. I mean, all right. So let's the appendicitis thing, bro. Like, no sympathy points for you, no brownie points. Does he move up?
That's what I'm saying. No. It's great and awesome that he came back and he's been killing it. Congratulations. And I hope that wherever he goes, he does a great job. I'm just never going to care for him.
Where do you think he would end up? Like, I mean, I don't, do they have like betting odds for this kind of stuff? Like, does DraftKings do like,
I'm assuming.
Somewhere.
The only place where the car is kind of good, but not really anymore, would be Mercedes. But like, because he's not going to go to like maybe Aston Martin and they're not going to get rid of Stroll. So does he want to go and be and like race for 6th? That's my thing with him. I don't know where he's going to go. Okay, he's not going to go to McLaren. They're not going to get rid of their 2 guys.
Yeah, McLaren's locked up. They like their 2 guys, and they just re-signed what's his name? John Favreau looking dude.
Dan Brown. Zach Brown.
Dan Brown. Zach.
No, I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So that's locked up. I still think, man. With all the shit that's going on at Red Bull, I feel like Verstappen's gonna bounce, and I keep thinking that he's gonna fill Lewis Hamilton's seat, bro. That's just my reckless speculation.
If Mercedes was like a solid 2nd or 3rd place contender, maybe they're horrible.
Yeah.
They have to push the whole race to get 6th. That car is garbage.
But they'll turn it around.
Dude, they've had the new car for 3 or 4 years, and it gets worse every year. They haven't figured it out. It's insane, dude.
I don't know, but I feel like next season we're gonna see Verstappen and Mercedes. We'll see Sainz with Checo in
Dude,
Red Bull, and then that's your swaps right there.
No, we're at race 3. We're a month into the season, and Christian Horner already feels comfortable enough to show his face on the paddock wall. It's fine. It's over. Max isn't going anywhere.
All right, so if it's not Red Bull, I can't. There's no how great would it be? And okay, would you be surprised if Lawrence Stroll kicks out, his son and says, "Hey, go find another team"?
Never in a billion years.
Ah, bro, I feel like that guy would ditch his son so quick if it meant, a higher spot on the grid. I'm telling you, bro. Lance Stroll is sorry, bro.
Years ago. He would have done it years ago.
I don't know, but I just Lance
and
Stroll
he's been, other than crashing out in the first race, he's been points. You know what I mean? Yeah. They have a good car. Right. He's not terrible. He's not Logan Sargent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's not the best.
This is crazy. All right, so if it's not working from the top down, okay, not Red Bull, not Mercedes, not McLaren, and not Aston Martin, then you're looking at the bottom 5 teams.
No, to me, it's either you suck it up and you go to Mercedes because it's Mercedes, or you go to Aston Martin. That's it.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, right now, I guess it would make the betting favorite will be, him swapping with Lewis Hamilton, but yeah, man, that's
unless something happens with Checo, like he just starts to eat shit like he did this week again, where he's just like pushing for 5th because I don't know what his problem is. Then maybe they're like, sorry, Checo.
I would like to see some. I would like to see some big, shake up there and give me like a whole. Just put all the Rangers, do a draft, a redraft.
I think after this year, we're literally nothing changed. I think there's going to be like a ton of change next year.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm here for that, bro.
Oh, for sure. So this is interesting.
So Sainz goes in, wins the race. Props to him. He's still the only guy. Like I feel like that could be a problem. Look, it's not a problem for Red Bull, but I do feel like it's a problem for fans, the dominance that, Red Bull's doing, because it gets boring, bro. Like, no offense, but not every fan is as cultured and as educated as you and I are, that we could watch a race and be like, oh, I'm enjoying the fact that Haas finished 9th and 10th. Great job, team. We can look at that and separate our feelings.
The thing is, for someone who comes from a sports city that was a known loser for so long, I don't understand why you're not more like me, where it's just like, oh man, I like sports, and if my team happens to be good, great.
Oh, hey, I'm out there watching the race, and I'm looking, and I'm just like, come on, Gasly, come on, Ocon, just step it up here, move it up a little bit, let's get some points. For 3 races in, I don't got a point. And I got fantasy interest here because I got Alpine and I got Ocon and Gasly on my race team, and yet I'm still P2 in constructor. But still, I'm struggling. So I'm there. I'm just saying, I think Formula One might have a bigger problem with the other fans that are not.
They've always had that problem. What do you mean? It's always
dominance. I just feel like there's
always been one person. It's always been like that.
That's true. I guess, yeah. I guess I'm just too new. I forget how dominant, 7 championships were for Lewis Hamilton. But it is boring. I don't know. I guess maybe because Verstappen is... Because, here's the thing with Verstappen. He's not likable as a good guy. He's definitely not a face. He's not a baby face to keep the wrestling terms. But I don't feel like he's a heel. Like, I look at George Russell, and I'm like, that dude's a heel. Like, fuck that guy. That guy's just a heel. Lance Stroll is a heel. He's the dumb heel.
A cyborg built for racing, and that's it. There's nothing else.
He's got like no soul. Like, he's just like
not bad or good, neutral. Just I need to race. That's it. Nothing else.
It's so boring, dude. It's so vanilla. Yeah, but all right. So so we had the race.
Duncan,
we had,
He's Tim Duncan.
Yeah, that's a good comparison right there. It's just a big fundamental
absolutely amazing, great.
Yeah.
But super boring.
That's
and just good and dominates everyone's face.
That's true. God. And I hate Tim Duncan too. That son of a bitch. Anyway, so you had Ferrari with the 1-2 finish. Although I did see this stat here. Oh, wait. Let me hit you with the little. Do I have it here? Oh yeah.
Your lack
of how I kept you on your suspense. I kept you in suspense there. You knew it was coming, but you were waiting. You were like, I was.
Don't try to flip it that after how many years now you don't know where your own buttons. And you're the only one who
that
has
one I
them,
had to
and you
scroll.
still don't know where it is.
I had to scroll in that one. But anyway, here's my little spicy sports nugget here. How about the last 2 times prior to this year that the team has finished 1-2 at the Australian GP? That team has won both the constructor and the race champion.
Yeah, because it's Red Bull. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm just saying, that's a nice little nugget. We had it,
It's not a nugget until you go, wait, who won the last 2 years? And it's Red Bull.
Anyway, all right. So where are we racing next week? Do we have a race next week? And where are we?
Yeah, Japan.
Oh, Japan. Oh, so it's gonna be another like 1 a.m. midnight race.
Like a 1 a.m. start. I think it's a set for a 1 a.m. start.
Oh, see, 1 a.m. kind of like pushes me over. I could do midnight. But 1 a.m. I think is pushing it for me. But I'll do it.
Listen, if I had a late night on Friday, so there was 0 chance I was going to have another late night Saturday. If I would have had a normal night Friday, I probably could have stayed up. There was 0 chance. I was great to see.
All right, so what's your calendar looking like for Friday this week? Are you going to be up for Saturday or what? You think you might stay up for it? Because it's
not
1
o'clock. No, it's not. For what? No, like I would maybe stay up to watch like a World Cup game or something.
Oh man, I remember staying up for 2002 World Cup. I was getting up at 3-4 in the morning every night for those games, dude. Though that was fun, bro. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All
right. That's worth it.
Let me see here. Japan race 1 a.m. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Wait a minute.
If you really want to up your fan game, you got to start watching qualifying, dude. It's great.
No, I enjoy the qualifying, but dude, wait a second. Hold on. We're not racing this weekend.
I thought we are.
We got another week off. The next race is 10 days from now. Wah, wah, wah. Look at that, bro. F1 again. Pulling the fun right from under us, bro. Yeah, dude.
Especially since they have momentum since things happened this week.
And that's, although the 1 a.m. start is WrestleMania day. That's WrestleMania weekend, bro. That's going to be a big conflict of interest for me here, bro. WrestleMania, F1.
WrestleMania is going to run till 1 a.m.?
Nah, but yeah, that's true.
No way anymore. They have it split into 2 days, and the sun's still out when they start. You're fine, dude.
All right, so we got to wait a couple days extra now. We got another week off, but all right, so if you... All right, let's see, because I don't got much left to talk about, really, because that was kind of my big points here was like, you know what, Sainz kind of growing on me. That's what I'm taking away from today's show. And I still am looking. I wanted your permission. Okay, let me go back here. I'm stumbling on my words here. All right, let me go back to what we were talking at the beginning. I want to ask for your permission again, because you're the commissioner of F1 when it comes to Lemon City. Is it okay? Is it a sign of fandom for Formula One in its entirety for me to wear swag of another team? Or would that be against the rules?
You need to declare allegiance to that team if you're going to wear their swag.
So I can't just wear swag in general support of the rate of the sport?
Are you going to have it? Does it just say F1 on it?
No, it'd be like specifically to a team, but it won't be a team that I support.
That's wishy-washy.
Strictly on fashion. I can't do that strictly on fashion fandom.
Wishy-washy trash.
Bro, you're killing me, man. Because I can't. Ugh.
Have a spine. If swag's so important,
I have a spine.
Yes, make a choice. Or
I have a spine.
Like,
I'm
take the high ground and stick with your team, dude.
But they don't have anything nice.
It's making yourself on Canva. Go to Lids and get it printed on a hat, and there you go.
You know what? I'm probably gonna do the new F1 FU logo on a hat here soon. But man, it's just I'm really trying, man. It's ugly, bro. Like, I really like it. These French people, man. You think Paris and fashion and stuff, and man, all their shit's whack as hell. And then when I go online, I find out there's different style hats. Like there's the dad hats, and there's like low profile hats, and I got a big head. I'm a 7.
It's Europe. They don't give a shit about that. The hat culture is not the same, dude. That's why they all have their cool, like, little race jerseys. That's more about that.
Oh yeah, that I can't get into. See, I like the T-shirt that you got going on. Is that a T-shirt? Is that like a long sleeve or something?
This is my hoodie, bro.
Oh, sweet. Oh, even better, dude. See, you should have just done the whole show like that, bro. Now you look like a certified G right there, bro. See, I like that. They it's true, but I don't like the racing shirts. Racing shirts are ugly, bro, too. Like with all the the sponsors and stuff.
Oh, I agree.
Really
and they
whack,
run tight, bro. They run tight. That is not for me.
Yeah. We're not the type. We're not the demographic that wears that kind of stuff, But bro, we should really. God, I wish. Man, I always have these $1 million ideas. I just don't have $1 million funding for any of these ideas, bro. I feel like we could totally make a killing if we were to invade the hat market in F1, bro. Like if we were to create super sweet swag for these teams, bro, and just make it fashionable for like the Americas, because they don't care about hats out there in Europe and all these
they just
places,
have those race day hats that are the fitted with like the thick ass brim.
No, most of the hats that they wear look. Bro, it looks like stuff you buy like at Mall of the Americas, like that little stand that's selling those hats that say Florida on it and stuff, Miami. Looks like TD's old, gas station hats that he used to wear at the radio station. Wow,
they're
bro.
So chunky. It's weird as hell.
Yeah, not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. But anyway, all right. Well, I think there's a good little spot for dismount here since this is a little in between week. Maybe we'll do another show before Japan here, but actually let me look at the race schedule here because I did have after Japan, let me see what's after Japan.
It's Shanghai.
Oh, is that a new race? China? Did we do China last season? No,
I don't think
it's a new race, right? Yeah. All right, so we got China, and then F1 or FU here in our backyard, bro. Any chance that you'll be at the Miami race this year, bro?
Unless you want to start a GoFundMe, I don't see it happening because that shiz is expensive.
I do. Hey, I've kind of had my eyeball. I'm trying to see what I can finagle, but I think if there is a doable, and I'll use that term very loosely, doable race that I could maybe attend this season, I think, believe it or not, I think it's Montreal. I feel like that one has the highest probability of me being able to afford it. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I know a couple people have been there, and they're like, "Yeah, it's fantastic." So, they've been there for the race. I mean, I've been to Montreal, and it's a beautiful city, but I would love to go check out a race. So, let's see, bro. We definitely got to do something big for F1 or FU here once it does come down here to Miami, which will be at the beginning of May. So we got about a month away from that. So we'll plan something.
We should do a live remote on the turnpike with the stadium behind us.
Yeah. We'll do that.
On the turnpike shoulder.
Yeah. We'll just pull over, set up our mics there and our cameras, and we'll be like, all right, we're here. We could do that. I like that. Or maybe from that Sonic that's across the street from the stadium, we'll just Walmart, and do it on remote. But yeah, we'll have some fun with that. But other than that, hey, thanks everybody for hanging out. This was the F1 or FU podcast. I'm your boy Edwin, P2 for Lemon City Motorsports. And that's my boy Achilles holding it down, biggest Haas fan and our senior commissioner here at Lemon City Motorsports. Thanking you for listening. Make sure to subscribe, like, listen, tell your friends, all that good stuff too. And we'll catch you next time on the F1 or FU podcast.